Welcome to this quiz. Today, we're heading back to the 1970s, a decade marked by bold movements, worldwide conflicts, shifting power, and economic turbulence. You'll take on 30 thought-provoking questions covering the key events and trends that defined the 70s. Grab a pen, track your score, and see how well you remember this unforgettable era in history. What was the name of the U.S. president who resigned in 1974 due to the Watergate scandal? A. Gerald Ford. B. Jimmy Carter. C. Richard Nixon. D. Ronald Reagan. The correct answer is C. Richard Nixon. Which war ended in 1975, marking the fall of Saigon? A. Korean War. B. Vietnam War. C. Cold War. D. Gulf War. The correct answer is B. Vietnam War. In 1971, which country was established after a war of independence from Pakistan? A. Bangladesh. B. Bhutan. C. Nepal. D. Myanmar. The correct answer is A. Bangladesh. What global sporting event was boycotted by 25 African nations in 1976? A. FIFA World Cup. B. Wimbledon. C. Montreal Olympics. D. Tour de France. The correct answer is C. Montreal Olympics. In 1979, which major accident happened at a nuclear power plant in the United States? A. Chernobyl disaster. B. Fukushima disaster. C. 3 Mile Island accident. D. Sellafield disaster. The correct answer is C. 3 Mile Island accident. Keep those great memories coming. In 1971, which section of the Pentagon Papers was published by the New York Times, revealing previously undisclosed information about the scope of U.S. activities in Vietnam? A. Executive Summary. B. The Vietnam Archive. C. United States-Vietnam Relations. D. Operational Reports. The correct answer is C. United States-Vietnam Relations. Who became the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in 1979? A. Indira Gandhi. B. Golda Meir. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Elizabeth II. The correct answer is C. Margaret Thatcher. Which famous American boxer regained his heavyweight title in 1974, defeating George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle? A. Muhammad Ali. B. Mike Tyson. C. Joe Frazier. D. Sonny Liston. The correct answer is A. Muhammad Ali. In 1972, which U.S. Supreme Court case legalized abortion nationwide? A. Roe v. Wade. B. Brown v. Board of Education. C. Gideon v. Wainwright. D. Miranda v. Arizona. The correct answer is A. Roe v. Wade. Which 1970 music festival is famously known as 3 Days of Peace and Music? A. Lollapalooza. B. Woodstock. C. Coachella. D. Glastonbury. The correct answer is B. Woodstock. Fantastic effort. Let's push on through. In 1974, who found the Terracotta Army in Xi'an, China? A group of archaeologists. B. School children on a field trip. C. Farmers digging a well. D. Construction workers. The correct answer is C. Farmers digging a well. What controversial policy did China introduce in 1979? A. Open door policy. B. One Belt, One Road. C. One child policy. D. Two child policy. The correct answer is C. One child policy. Which movie released in 1977 became a massive hit and began a major sci-fi franchise? A. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. B. Star Trek. C. Star Wars. D. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The correct answer is C. Star Wars. What pivotal technology product was introduced by Sony in 1979 that revolutionized personal music listening? A. iPod. B. Walkman. C. Discman. D. MP3 player. The correct answer is B. Walkman. In 1973, who became the Vice President of the United States after Spiro Agnew resigned? A. Gerald Ford. B. Nelson Rockefeller. C. Walter Mondale. D. Dick Cheney. The correct answer is A. Gerald Ford. You are halfway through. Keep it going. What international agreement signed in 1975 was aimed at reducing tensions between the Soviet bloc and the West during the Cold War? A. NATO Treaty. B. Warsaw Pact. C. Helsinki Accords. D. Treaty of Versailles. The correct answer is C. Helsinki Accords. Which military operation in 1976 involved an Israeli commando raid at Entebbe Airport in Uganda to rescue hostages? A. Operation Thunderbolt. B. Operation Desert Storm. C. Operation Enduring Freedom. D. Operation Eagle Claw. The correct answer is A. Operation Thunderbolt. Which American space probe, launched in 1977, was the first to provide detailed images of Jupiter and Saturn? A. Voyager 1. B. Voyager 2. C. Pioneer 10. D. Galileo. The correct answer is A. Voyager 1. In 1978, who became the first pope from Poland and the first non-Italian pope in over 400 years? A. Pope John Paul I. B. Pope John Paul II. C. Pope Benedict XVI. D. Pope Francis. The correct answer is B. Pope John Paul II. What landmark U.S. legislation was passed in 1972 to prevent gender discrimination in federally funded education programs? A. Civil Rights Act. B. Title IX. C. Title X. D. Equal Rights Amendment. The correct answer is B. Title IX. You're doing wonderfully. Let's keep up this great momentum. What major event occurred on July 15, 1971, when President Richard Nixon announced plans to visit which country? A significant step in normalizing relations after decades of hostility. A. Soviet Union. B. China. C. Vietnam. D. Cuba. The correct answer is B. China. In 1975, which country saw the fall of its monarchy during a communist revolution? A. Vietnam. B. Cambodia. C. Laos. D. Iran. The correct answer is B. Cambodia. What was the name of the peace treaty signed between Israel and Egypt in 1979? A. Camp David Accords. B. Oslo Accords. C. Treaty of Paris. D. Peace of Westphalia. The correct answer is A. Camp David Accords. What major environmental disaster occurred in 1978, involving a supertanker off the coast of Brittany, France? A. Deepwater Horizon oil spill. B. Exxon Valdez oil spill. C. Amoco Cadiz oil spill. D. Prestige oil spill. The correct answer is C. Amoco Cadiz oil spill. Which law, enacted in 1974, aimed to protect citizens' privacy by requiring fair practice in the collection of personal information? A. Privacy Act. B. Fair Credit Reporting Act. C. Freedom of Information Act. D. Data Protection Act. The correct answer is A. Privacy Act. Keep your great memory work. You're doing wonderfully. Who was the U.S. president at the start of the 1970s, from 1969 to 1974? A. Jimmy Carter. B. Gerald Ford. C. Richard Nixon. D. Ronald Reagan. The correct answer is C. Richard Nixon. What groundbreaking technology company was founded on April 1, 1976 by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne? A. Microsoft. B. IBM. C. Apple. D. Intel. The correct answer is C. Apple. In 1973, the American Psychiatric Association made what significant change regarding homosexuality? A. Defined it as a mental illness. B. Decriminalized it. C. Removed it from its list of mental disorders. D. Legalized gay marriage. The correct answer is C. Removed it from its list of mental disorders. In response to the Yom Kippur War in October 1973, what action did OPEC take, significantly impacting global oil prices? A. Increased oil production. B. Initiated a global oil embargo. C. Signed a peace treaty with oil importing nations. D. Offered subsidies on oil exports. The correct answer is B. Initiated a global oil embargo. What economic problem did many Western countries face throughout the 1970s, characterized by stagnation and inflation? A. Hyperinflation. B. Deflation. C. Stagflation. D. Depression. The correct answer is C. Stagflation. And that concludes our deep dive into the 1970s. How well did you keep up with the major headlines of the decade? Drop your final score in the comments. We'd love to see who's a true expert on the political twists and global shifts of the era. If you enjoyed the challenge, give this video a like and subscribe for more history-packed quizzes. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and never stop exploring the past.